Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 8th day of June, 2023. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, over the air, of course, here in San Juan County, New Mexico, over the air in Durango, Colorado at 103.3 FM, and streaming everywhere else on the planet from our website, ksje.com. We also want to welcome our viewers who are watching us this morning. This program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So welcome aboard, everyone. We're glad that you are with us. Coming up in the next few moments, we're going to get an update from San Juan County. We have County Commission Chairman Steve Lanier with us this morning. Also, County Manager Mike Stark. So stay tuned for that conversation beginning in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on, we'll check in with the group that's putting together the Farmington Pride in the Park event later on this month. We'll hear details about that coming up today at 8:50 a.m. right here on KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess is going to take us roving with the arts. He's playing music this morning from the composer Elgar. You'll hear some of that today at 9:06 on KSJE. And we want to remind you to connect with us on our other social media accounts as well, including our Twitter account and our Instagram page. And if you're a podcast person, you can subscribe for free, of course, to KSJE Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, places like iTunes and Spotify and iHeartRadio and Google Podcasts and Pandora. So just do a search for KSJE and subscribe for free and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is sunny this morning, 56 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a mostly sunny day today with a high of 81 in Farmington. Partly cloudy skies tonight with a low near 48. It'll be partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 83 on Friday, 84 and partly sunny skies on Saturday. Sunshine, 85 again on Sunday, 80 with lots of sunshine on Monday, and cooling off to 79 degrees on Tuesday. I'll be talking with my guests from San Juan County in just a moment. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910.
Join Zook the T-Rex as he roams the grounds at Visit Farmington's Free Jolt Jamboree and Adventure Expo in Farmington, New Mexico on Saturday, June 10th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Off-roading, mountain biking, water sports, disc golf, art, and more make up this Jolt-worthy event celebrating all the ways to play in Farmington. Don't miss out on family-friendly activities, food vendors, and presentations on the Bisti Badlands and outdoor recreation, all at the Farmington Museum and Visitors Center. Visit farmingtonnm.org for more details and mark your calendar to come play with us.
Positive Realty, your locally owned full-service real estate brokerage, proudly serving buyers and sellers throughout San Juan County. Owner-realtor Matt Albright is ready to answer your real estate questions in an ever-changing market, offering his experience, market knowledge, and relaxed professional approach to every transaction. Positive Realty, making real estate goals a reality, always working on behalf of their clients' best interests. More information at 505-787-7121 or online at positiverealtynm.com.
I am King Arthur.
Oh, yeah, no.
And this is Monty Python's Spamalot, a new musical lovingly ripped off from the motion picture Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Run away.
Featuring a bevy of beautiful showgirls, cows, killer rabbits, and French people. Don't miss the smash hit Broadway musical Spamalot, or else we shall say, nit.
Spam-A-Lot at the Farmington Civic Center June 8th through the 18th. Find tickets at fmtn.org/shows.
Welcome back to Studio A. I'm Scott Michlin, and my guest this morning from San Juan County. We have San Juan County Commission Chairman Steve Lanier with us this morning. Chairman Lanier, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Good morning, San Juan County.
Good to have you here. Also, County Manager Mike Stark is here with us. Mr. Stark, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Scott.
Good to have you here as well.
Oh, always a pleasure to be here.
Lots going on, and gosh, you two are playing host this week or soon, right? To an event here in Farmington.
We are.
From all around the state.
Yeah, to the New Mexico County Summer Conference. It's our professional organization that represents all 33 counties in the state. So we have the other 32 counties that are coming up to San Juan County for the week, June 12th through the 16th. Lots of activities planned. The conference runs from the 14th through the 16th, but it's going to be great. It's a great opportunity for us to showcase and highlight San Juan County to the rest of our county elected officials and members across the state. We're anticipating 538 conference attendees.
Right.
There's 125 sponsors and exhibitors. So the hotels and restaurants will be booked next week here in San Juan County and probably within the city of Farmington specifically.
Wow. How about that? And Chairman Lanier, this is an important opportunity to kind of show off some of the things that the county has to offer the rest of the state and share some information with these other county officials who are coming?
Yes, that's the whole purpose of coming in today. We want everybody to know to be friendly, as we always are in San Juan County. But we have so much to offer here, and the rest of the state just doesn't seem to know that. From the theater, we're going to have a play there. We've got the river. We have a river rafting planned. We have Bitsy Wilderness tours planned. Of course, all of the ruins, Aztec ruins, salmon ruins, all of that in San Juan County. There is just so much to do here, and people just don't understand until we get them here, and
right.
Then maybe they'll stay.
True, very true. And you've got folks, again, from all over the state, right? So these are folks that maybe are traveling from the furthest corners of New Mexico to come to this conference. And it's not all fun and games, though, right? There is some work that will get done at least part of the day, right?
That's right.
A few.
So there's all 33 counties will be in attendance.
Right.
So we'll have the entire state here. And then past just going out and having fun on the after hours, during the day there's a lot of conferences. We try to get together and make a game plan, things we can present to the state legislatures, and stuff like that. So it's not all play. Right.
Well, that's important too. And Mike Stark, this is an annual conference, is it not? That kind of moves around the state like this, right?
Yeah, this is an annual conference in the summer that moves around the state. The winter conference that we have is specifically held in Santa Fe during the start of the legislative sessions. Specifically targeting that, but the summer conference moves around the state. Last summer it was in Bernalillo, and it's been in various locations through time. We actually had to put a bid in to host this event, and so we were successful in achieving that and being able to welcome everyone up here.
Very good. Well, excellent. As Chairman Lanier said, there's lots to see and do here after hours, and it sounds like you have lots of things planned recreationally. You've certainly got plenty of water to show off a little bit. I'm sure that's to the envy of some other of our counties who are maybe in a little more of a drier situation, although this year everything seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, no, Scott, the theme of the conference is Adventure Awaits, and we've got a fun-filled, adventure-packed week for folks. I know my affiliate, we have different affiliates within New Mexico counties. There's a commissioner's affiliate, a treasurer's affiliate, a clerk's affiliate, all the different offices throughout county government. So there's a county manager's affiliate, and we haven't had the opportunity of doing a retreat in the last couple of years. And so we're tying in our one-day retreats, actually like a half-day retreat, on the Monday prior to the conference starting in the afternoon. We've actually scheduled a guided raft trip down the Animas through Desert River Guides here in Farmington, and that's going to be a team building and leadership exercise for us, for the county managers that are able to come up and participate. So yes, absolutely. I think, and there's other different adventures that are planned that we think other affiliates and just folks generally will sign up for and and be able to partake in all the great things that San Juan County has to offer.
Very good. Well, it's an opportunity to again put on our best face, and again, as Chairman Lanier said, be polite and helpful to tourists anytime, any season, but always helpful if someone has a question about what there is to do. Always have a few things on the top of your mind of things to send them to do right in town, right in the county.
Absolutely, yeah. There's be a welcoming. Be welcoming to our visitors and help them through their time here. Show them a great time. And I want to say thanks to some folks that are making this possible. San Juan College, who's allowing us the use of the facilities for the conference during the week. The city of Farmington's helping us out with a couple of venues for a reception on Wednesday night at Gateway Museum, and then a dinner and dance to finish off the conference at the Civic Center. We're utilizing Lock Street Eats for one of our evening events, and so a lot of great folks that have made this possible. Our sponsors that are helping sponsor the event to allow us to put this on. I can't thank them enough. And then our conference committee and the volunteers. It takes a great effort to put this on, and thankfully we've got a very dedicated and just very generous staff that wants to help out and put on a good show for our guests coming from out of town.
Nice. And they've been working on this. When did you find out that you had won the bid for this conference? How long has it been that they've been working on it?
Well, the COVID, we found out in 2020 that we were going to host what we thought was in 2022, and then COVID
delayed everything.
Delayed a couple of the summer conferences.
Okay.
And so then we got pushed back to 2023. So that didn't time out as well as we'd hoped. But it's here now, and we're happy to host.
Right.
And ironically, it times out with the Municipal League. That's the professional organization representing the cities throughout the state, and their conference, the city of Farmington put in a bid to host. They're hosting in September, so we're going to have two back-to-back events, bringing a lot of folks from across the state up to our area and to get to experience all the things we get to live on and see on a daily basis.
Right. How about that? That's terrific.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to that. So that's very good. My guest this morning from San Juan County, Manager Mike Stark is here. Chairman Steve Lanier is here as well from the San Juan County Commission. Speaking of water and San Juan County, there was a big event just yesterday up at Cedar Hill with the official ribbon cutting, I guess, of the new boat launch that has been installed on the Animas River up at Cedar Hill. And Chairman Lanier, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was very exciting for me because I grew up in the area.
Yeah.
Being from Cedar Hill. So it was very exciting for me to finally see a project get completed all the way to the planning stages to getting the ribbon cut. It was very exciting. We had probably 50 people there, which kind of surprised me. It's the most northern boat launch from between Aztec and Durango. So I think it's the sixth one total that we have put in, and 9 total in the county. Is that correct?
6 on the Animas, and there's 10 total now in San Juan County if you include the San Juan River boat ramps.
Okay.
We had delayed the ribbon cutting just a week or so, and so people had already been using the boat launch, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. That's why we build those things, that public access. It is for the public. So we encourage everybody to get up there, and even if you don't launch from there, you can get up and look at the awesome work that San Juan County has done.
Very good. We're showing a picture from the San Juan County, New Mexico Facebook page of the ramp and the area of the launch at Cedar Hill, and so you can kind of see how it looks there. And this was paid for actually with a certain with funding from the Gold King mine spill, right, or the settlement, isn't that true?
Yeah, the first round of settlement dollars.
Yeah.
We were a recipient of approximately $160,000 from the Office of Natural Resources Trustee, and come to find out, we're the first project out of that first round of settlement dollars to be completed. And so we had Maggie Hart-Stebbins, who's the Natural Resources Trustee, up, and she had some very kind words to share with the group, and I was very excited about not just this project, but then 3 other projects that we were recently awarded through the second round of Gold King mine settlement dollars. So yeah,
more to come.
More to come. Absolutely more to come.
And the projects were specific, right? You couldn't just spend that money on anything you wanted to. They had to deal with, I think, some type of outdoor recreation or something to deal with the rivers and things like that. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. It had you had to show a nexus to and a connection to water in San Juan County that experienced in some form or fashion either the projects would improve the environment and water resources here. It would allow for more recreation on our water resources, thus helping with economic development opportunities. In some cases, it's to show that ag, who was impacted during the Gold King mine spill, that's one of our projects coming forth, a new county extension office in Aztec that will benefit the ag community here specifically. So yeah, there had to be a nexus to one of those areas.
Got it. Very good. Well, I think money well spent, and I think for a lot of the outdoor enthusiasts and the rafters, this is another place that they can use to put their boats in and rafts in and float down, head down, and enjoy the river.
Yes, we're very excited. We have another project coming up. Just kind of throw that in there.
Yeah.
We're completing an old stagecoach bridge there at Cedar Hill. It's just probably 200 yards up from the boat launch. We're going to redo that bridge, make a walking path through Cedar Hill. It's just nice to do something for some of the smaller communities. Farmington and Aztec and Bloomfield, we tend to get most of the projects in our area, so it's nice to reach out and get to do something for those folks up north. Very
true. Well, and there's a lot of great stories and history in some of these other areas as well when you get off the beaten path, so to speak. So it's nice to see. I think there's been some work at the schoolhouse and
yes,
on the historical side of things as well. So good to see. Another public event coming up is about the freight rail line that I wanted to ask you both about. That is something that I know the county's involved with, the city's involved with, the Navajo Nation is involved with, and so there's some informational meetings coming up later on this month about where things stand with that project and to get some public comment, I think, too.
Yeah, no, thank you, Scott. Two important meetings, and we want to get really important for us to get public input. We held two similar meetings back in September of last year in Shiprock and Farmington. Now we're going to host two meetings, one at Newcomb High School on June 21st and Navajo Technical University in Crown Point on June 22nd. Both meetings are from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an open house format, so you can come at any time, and your comments and feedback will be taken. Specifically on this round, we actually will have prospective routes that will, in a route map that will be displayed, and we're going to be asking for input from citizens on where they think what route would be the one they most prefer. I'm sure there'll be a variety of different perspectives on that. We also will have some more information about the import and export opportunities related to what industries, what companies could potentially benefit from extension of a freight rail line up from the I-40 corridor into San Juan County.
And that's what we're talking about, right? This area, and if you can see the graphic on the screen, video viewers, this box that's kind of in the darker border, trapezoid, whatever, rhombus, I don't know what shape that is, but that's kind of the area where the routes could be north to south, and that's what we're talking about, is somewhere in this area would be a proposed rail line from the Farmington, northern San Juan County area south to the I-40 corridor.
Correct. You're describing the feasibility study area, and that's what what this project entails. No, the funding for construction that hasn't happened yet. This is strictly to get input to show if this is feasible. If it is, then we would look to try to fund the capital project if it's feasible and desirous by our various stakeholders. And there's a lot of stakeholders within the rectangular box there. In essence, it runs from Farmington to Shiprock, Shiprock to Gallup, Gallup to Thoreau, and then up. That's essentially the study area that's being examined.
And so there are numerous, or at least a few, potential routes that have been identified inside of this area.
Correct. And that's what we're going to share.
And they all contain different expenses, I imagine, different engineering, and all those different things, I guess, that would be part of that.
Yes, the engineering team, and we were fortunate when we went out to a request for proposals to obtain HDR Engineering. They're not just a national rail engineering firm, they're an international firm. And they put together a really good team. So they've preliminarily vetted these routes from an engineering perspective to make sure that the grade could be maintained through that area, and of course, there are going to have to be a lot more that goes into it once a potential route's identified to really define cost. But at least we have some routes that we think would be feasible, and want to get input before we get too far down the road of analyzing too many routes. We want to make sure we can. Ideally, we're going to end up with 3 when we're all said and done, and that we would do a full analysis on, and then come back again for more input once that's been identified. So these are very preliminary meetings in terms of getting input, but they're very critical for us to move forward with next steps on the project.
Right. And I just want to ask one more question about this, and that is just that for folks who've been around for a long time know that we've been talking about rail for a long time in the area, probably, what is it now, 70 years? I don't know.
At least 70 years.
Yeah. Since the old rail was taken out, and then we started talking about putting it back in. But I think a lot of folks are saying, why are we still talking about this? But there's been some maybe glimmers of hope or more positive maybe reaction from some of the grants that the community's been able to get to fund some of these things, to pay for it, that shows some bigger maybe players are in favor of this, or at least positive towards making this happen. Is that a correct statement?
No, that's a correct statement. I'd say there's two things that have happened in recent history here that have allowed us to actually move this project further than it's ever been moved.
And that's another significant statement, I think, too, right? And all the talk previously, it hasn't gotten to this phase.
It hasn't gotten to this phase at all. The historic memorandum of understanding that our county commission entered into in February of 2020, the month prior to COVID hitting our area,
right,
with the Navajo Nation, that said we would work collaboratively and cooperatively together to explore opportunities for bringing a freight rail line up into the area, knowing that we have some significant challenges ahead with some of the base industries that have been very important to providing great paying jobs and revenues to the various local governments, and quality of life that comes from having that type of economic activity. And so the Navajo Nation, then it was President Nez. We've since affirmed with President Boo Niger that he's supportive of the project and supportive of the feasibility study, I would say, that we explore this and continue to see if this is a positive endeavor for our area. And then the $2 million build grant. So we were, upon the MOU being signed, we explored grant opportunities with the federal government, and we were able to obtain a $2 million build grant to pay for this study. And without that wouldn't allow for the engineering team and all the consultants that come with it, the public outreach team that's part of this, to make sure we're getting out to as many people as we can to gather their input and feedback. It wouldn't have happened without those two things. And so, yeah, we're very blessed to be where we're at, and we hope to continue moving this project forward, because we just recently lost San Juan Generating Station, and fortunately our economy didn't take a huge hit from that for a number of different reasons, some of the stimulus dollars, et cetera, that are out there. But we've got to keep our eye on what the next challenge is going to be, and that's the end of 2031. And that's the potential of Four Corners Power Plant ceasing operations, and that plant represents 40% of the Navajo Nation's general fund.
Wow.
That's how important that. So I think that's really been an eye-catching number for a lot of folks to understand the great jobs, 90% employment of Navajo people, as well as 40% of the Navajo Nation's general fund on an annual basis. So we've got to find ways to diversify the economy, to bring new import-export opportunities up here, and more importantly, keep really good-paying jobs with benefits for everyone in this area. Right.
Well, and again, as we talked about this on this program before, this freight rail project would be a regional project, and it would certainly affect many more communities than just the immediate ones here in San Juan County. I think it would go into the other four states as well, all four states.
And that's what we're analyzing right now, is to say, okay, well, who would be able to take advantage of this opportunity if a freight rail line existed? You see some of the immediate companies that obviously would raise their hand and say, yes, we would take advantage of it. But then who out in southwestern Colorado, southeastern Utah, northeastern Arizona? And that's where we need input. We may not have captured, our consultants may not have captured all those different opportunities. And we hope June 21st and 22nd, folks look at the list and say, hey, you're missing this opportunity or this company. either whether it's existing or whether it's the opportunity for new economic development and attraction of other industries and companies that don't exist today that need a freight rail line. And we all probably learned during the pending rail strike that fortunately didn't happen, but it put it on everyone's radar that 40% of our nation's goods are shipped via freight rail. And San Juan County in the Four Corners is one of the largest metropolitan statistical areas without a freight rail line. So we're missing out on a lot of different opportunities for our economy, but we're also probably paying a little higher price for goods to get shipped to our area because so many goods are dependent upon freight rail as the means for transportation. So when you're using trucking or other means to get goods here, it's going to be more expensive. The other thing this freight rail line would do, it would help reduce truck traffic, which will be beneficial for and make safer highways throughout the area. So there's not only that benefit, but also freight rail is environmentally friendly. It consumes less energy to transport goods, and so you would see an environmental benefit as well from a freight rail line being installed here.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, it's exciting to see the conversation continuing about this project. It has got a lot of moving parts and a lot of partners and a lot of things that are happening with it, but certainly the final part of it could be really game changing for the area, I think, if it moves forward. So that's good to know. Other infrastructure, we're talking about rail, but roads are also another project as well. Chairman Lanier, I know the County Commission's been involved with the city on the Pinion Hills Extension Project and some other things, right? That's moving forward?
That's right. That's moving forward. I think the bids are out now. I don't think we've received them all back yet.
The city of Farmington's working on their bid package. We're still working on acquiring right-of-way for our portion of the project. Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
But it's a community. It's a community project. We've worked with the city of Farmington, San Juan County, and the state of New Mexico. So there's a lot of moving parts in that one too. We're hoping to get that one started because I get a lot of questions from folks. When's it going to start? When's it going to be done? And with the times that we're in right now, getting contractors to bid, getting contractors in there, and then the material and the stuff that it's going to take, there's just no way to answer. It'll start on this day. We don't get that. We don't have that information yet. So.
Right. But certainly a lot of folks are looking forward to it and exciting to see this coming to fruition after 20 years, I think, of waiting. It's been on the drawing board for quite a while. So so that's important as well.
And then I've been very active in the highway in 173.
That's right.
That's the one going to Navajo Lake. There's one section that the state has already paved. They're almost done. I think they're going to be done in the next week or so. So that part's exciting. We received some money from the state. Senator Neville did a great job on getting us some money. Some of that got line item vetoed. So we're kind of in limbo on exactly what's going to transpire there. In the last 2 weeks, they have chip sealed the entire road all the way from Abe's all the way down to Aztec. So that's exciting. And then, of course, we have 350 is going to get a major overhaul in the next year.
Next year.
Yeah. It'll get an overhaul. And so that's probably our busiest county road. And so that'll be exciting to have some improvements there.
Very good. I want to just go back for a minute on Navajo Dam Road, Highway 173, because that road on your wish list, I think I saw that you would like to see that completely rebuilt or re-engineered, right? Because of some of the issues with it.
That one has to be re-engineered. You know, the history behind it is fantastic. It was built by volunteers completely. Right. And they tried to do it in a very fast way, so they just went out there and pretty much bladed off the road and then paved it. So there's not a foundation there. There's 22 different blind spots, so it's a very dangerous road. We don't have shoulders in most places. There's some water crossings. You know, I can go on and on about how bad the road is.
You probably couldn't do that today, I guess, is what you're saying.
No, that road would never get built today.
Right.
So.
But that's an expensive project to redo that entire road. But the county and
right.
I think the other folks are trying to ask the state for some help to put that on a project list at some point.
We're estimating it's probably $60 million. If it was built today, it'd be about a $60 million project from start to finish. Senator Neville got us $8 million. Some of that's been line item vetoed, so we're still kind of working out that. But the DOT, Department of Transportation, has done a really good job on making some improvements. Because if we're gonna market San Juan County, there's not a better place to market. I don't know if you've been up there. I hope your listeners have been. But what Jarrett has done up at the marina
the improvements
is just fantastic.
Right.
The improvements up there. We have a top-notch marina area. I'm a lake goer, so anytime I go out of town, I try to drive by the lake, and I can tell you in 4 or 5 states that is the best marina.
A major investment
yes.
in San Juan County, for sure. Well, gentlemen, we're just about out of time. Mike Stark, I was going to ask you just real briefly about finances. I know we were talking earlier that the budget outlook for fiscal year 2024 is surprisingly good, I think, in your estimation, and that should let the county taxpayers breathe a sigh of relief a little bit, that the revenues are pretty good and stable for the county, at least as it looks today.
Sure. Well, revenues are stable, but I think it also is a measure, whether it's gross receipts tax or seeing positive oil and gas production tax, that our economy is doing well. And I think that's what's most encouraging about this, is that we're seeing folks that a very low unemployment rate here recently,
right.
under 4% now in San Juan County. A lot of help wanted signs, including our own organization. So I'll make a plug.
Put a plug.
Anybody's interested in a career in law enforcement or in becoming a detention officer, we are in desperate need of folks. And
okay.
So, but we're also amongst the other employers in the area that could make the same
right.
pitch. But I think it's good. And you're seeing a lot of construction activity, new construction activity. Of course, you mentioned some of the grants that we're the recipient of that will lead to new construction projects. And Chairman Lanier mentioned that already short availability of contractors and other folks in the construction world. That will make it somewhat challenging, but you're seeing a lot of great private sector investment here now, and that's good, and that's what you want to see for a strong economy. And we just hope we can continue that ball rolling. We're cautiously optimistic because some of San Juan Generating Station closing, we're still probably haven't seen the full effect of that, even though there's been some aid made available to some of the displaced workers and
that's right.
retraining opportunities. But we need to make sure everybody finds a home in terms of a job here, and they don't have to go elsewhere to find employment. And so probably won't know the full effect of that for another year. But right now things are positive. It's good to see.
Very good. Well, excellent. Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate both being here with me this morning to talk about all the things that are going on in San Juan County, the big conference next week, right?
Next week.
Yeah. So good luck with that, and enjoy your time out and about and on the river and whatever else you guys decide to be doing with your guests from all over the state. Should be a good time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, Scott.
You bet.
Thank you.
Good to see you both. Thank you very much. My guest this morning from San Juan County Commission Chairman Steve Lanier and San Juan County Manager Mike Stark with me here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.